5, main engine ignition, all 3 engines up and burning, 2,
to whom it may concern.
1, and liftoff.
Lift? What is this, some Hollywood liposuction? Lift? You know we ain't about all that. Welcome to the Skull and Bone Show.
All right. Welcome to the Skull and Bones Show. We are Skull and Bones Radio. The date is Sunday, March 19th. I tell you what, man, it's been kind of a doozy trying to get this show up and going, huh, Mick?
Oh, Jesus. Microphone's been breaking.
The good thing we've got our engineer back behind there working his magic, so.
It's all your fault. I'm blaming it on you for everything.
Hey,
Batman OneHundo.
One of those nights, man. I like this song. It's not our typical music bed, but...
You know what, man? I like to think of this as a celebration of life right here.
Celebration of life. What kind of life, Mick? What happened? Tell us what's going on in the...
Man, so this
rock and roll world.
Yeah, dude. This one hit me hard. It hit the music community really hard, man. Chuck Berry, bro. He was something. Let me tell you, dude. He was one of the pioneers of rock and roll, and unfortunately, we just lost him yesterday, and it's quite sad, man. At 90 years old,
we lost a legend. We lost a great 90 years old. The cause of death is undetermined. I guess they haven't released the report yet, but. It's sad, man. We're losing all these greats. I mean, he's 90 years old. He had a good life, but...
You know what, though? I do have to say, even though the cause of death right now is, like, unknown, if I had to guess, it would be too much partying throughout 90 years, too many women, too many boozing, maybe a little bit of weed here and there. I don't know if he was into drugs or not, but I think he just had a rock star life, and I think it just caught up to him, you know?
What's his song? It's the one that he's really well known for.
This is Johnny Be Good, baby.
Johnny Be Good.
It's not instrumental, though.
You can't help but feel that.
I know,
man.
dude. I think Matt's going crazy over there. He's just like he's like up and raising the volume and stuff, and just dancing around. But yeah, dude, he had a bunch of hits, man. He had Maybelline, Roll Over Beethoven, Rock and Roll Music. Obviously, Johnny Be Good. He was born in 1904, and I'm sorry, I screwed that up. He was in jail from 1944 to 1947 for apparently armed robbery. I read that on Wikipedia, but he was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1984.
Oh, really? I'm sure it wasn't hard to get him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Nah, dude. I mean, like I said, he was like a pioneer, dude. I think he was the first one to go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we do want to acknowledge his passing. Like I said, another great. I feel like we've lost a few of them over the past year. So.
Oh yeah, dude. We had David Bowie. He's gone.
Yeah,
now.
There's been a number of them, and the fact that he's another great. It's kind of saddening. So. We want to give a shout out to him.
Chuck Berry, I will see you again someday. Actually, I've never even met you, but I will see you someday.
We'll meet you at the pearly gates.
That's right, bro.
Well, we are Skull and Bones Radio. Make sure you check us out. iHeartRadio, in addition to iHeartRadio on the app as well, Skull and Bones Radio.
Absolutely.
All right, Mick, what are the socials? You want to go ahead and plug those for our listeners?
Hey, man, it's real easy. We're only doing 3 of them because we can't really handle much more than that. And
AKA all of them.
I'm struggling with the one that I have to maintain. So we're on the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram, Skull and Bones Radio. Pretty easy, I think. I don't know what happened here, man.
Skull and Bones Radio. All right. I am Jean Perillon. The man to my left today is the man, the myth, the Mickey 3 Jam Jam.
You guys switched it up on me.
Man, let it play for a minute.
Come on. Na, 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 na. Come on.
Get the energy going a little bit. All right, we got the man with the brains, the man with the wit, the man behind the board.
And his name is Madman OneHundo. What's going on, everybody? It's OneHundo.
Madman OneHundo, welcome to the show.
Damn, how the hell are you, my friend?
Oh man, another night.
Looking better than you, that's for sure. You looking like you just went through hell this weekend.
Bro, St. Patty's Day.
I'll tell you what.
Struggle.
This guy, he walked in. I don't know what was wrong with him. I'd never seen him like that. I promise you. He looked like he'd seen,
Bro,
he's seen better days.
I've been to war. I'll tell you about it coming up here.
Yeah.
I think Jean had 911 on speed dial for you.
I know. Like I said, I'd never seen Madman like that. He looked exhausted, but we'll get into the details of what happened with him a little bit later. We've got a very loaded show. We got a weekend roundup. We've got some a guest, right, Mick? You got somebody lined up for us?
Oh man, I pulled my Hollywood connections and got us an interview.
All right, we also got festivities going on. So first off, like I said, it's Sunday night. We got a new show. My weekend was good, very productive. It's kind of, I felt like a long weekend. I adopted a puppy. So my time was spent, majority of the time was spent taking care of him, getting him acclimated to the place. And it was a busy weekend taking care of him. So,
do you now consider yourself a daddy?
A dog dad, I think is the phrase, right, Matt? You're a dog dad, right?
I am a dog dad, but my dog is a gangster. We were talking about, Jean comes on here and we're talking about the weekend at the beach, this beach thing I had going on. And his first question was, did you wear sunscreen? That's how you know you've entered into that dad life.
That's so true. That is so true.
Hey, man, sun's one thing you don't mess with. That thing has no mercy.
You know what? I will say this, man. I've known Jean now, I don't even know how many years. It's been a long time now. But it's kind of funny because I feel like in a way my friend died because I don't know what happened to him, man. Like now he's in his 30s and stuff. He's like out adopting babies and, talking about sunscreen. And man, I'll tell you what, man, my friend that I used to know back in the day, old JVJ back in the day, this dude he was throwing down on liquor, man. He'd be up all night. He'd be starting off party at old Camel's Breath in San Diego, and he'd end it at the Rainbow Bar and Grill in West Hollywood, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I'm in a whole new age bracket now. My time is valuable. So that was my weekend. My weekend was good. Like I said, it was very long, but I don't mind that at all. I was working this weekend as well, so it wasn't all good. How about you, Mickey? What kind of shenanigans did you get into?
Oh, man, my weekend was crazy. Let me tell you, man. I ended up, so this friend of mine invited me over to the strip club, and I was like, you know what, dude? I was like, I don't know if I want to go. He's like,
I know you're lying, because we all know you ain't got no friends.
Well, hold on a second. Now it gets better. So he invites me over. I'm like, all right, cool. It's one of those strip clubs where they pour you drinks we're not supposed to, and, I'm just hanging out. And he says, you know what, Mick? He's like, I didn't get you anything for your birthday this year, so why don't you just have this whole back room full of the 20 strippers that just got off stage? I'm like, you know what, baby, I'll take it. My weekend was great. No, I'm
and
just
that
kidding.
was just Friday night?
Yeah, I'm just lying, man. None of that happened. I'll tell you what I did. I was doing homework. That's all I was doing.
Dang, well, somebody, Matt, at least, did you have fun?
Bro, you're lucky I'm here. By the way, on strip clubs, if someone is, I don't know, I feel like you're lying, because I've been to a couple strip clubs. If you're like, oh my gosh, this strip club was so lit, these girls are so great, you're lying. Strip club is where you go when you've struck out for the night and you're like, I still want to see boobs.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've been to a strip club. What is it? There's one, I don't want to plug the name, but
we ain't giving out free promotions around here.
In San Diego or somewhere else?
Yeah, this is in San Diego, a little bit north of here. It's right next to a bar.
I know what you're talking about.
You know which one? But I mean, I thought the quality of women there was, was pretty spot on, I thought.
I feel like you're always disappointed, though. Like, I have a couple of our friends for their birthday. We took them to a strip club, right, to, pop the cherry or whatever, and I feel like there was nothing but underwhelm when they left. Like, this is it, and you're like, pretty much.
It's probably good if you don't set the expectations too high,
I real quick, I just actually want to say, I forgot all about this story. But my first stripper I ever had, actually was my only stripper. Her name was Candy.
You mean sexually?
No. I mean like I got a lap dance from her. I only ever had one lap dance in a strip club, and that was when I was 18.
Another one.
No, just one. And I was
another one.
I was
another one.
You punk. I was in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and my buddy. That's when I just got stationed up there as a young Marine and going through training. And my buddies were like, "Yo, let's go to the strip club." And I'm like, "I don't know, man. I've never been to one." He's like, "What, Mick? You've never been to one?" I'm like, "Nah." And so they forced me to go. And they take me in, and they get me this stripper, and her name's Candy, and she, she's doing her thing, and I'm telling her, I'm sorry, this is my first time as I'm getting woody and all. And
were you embarrassed?
Hell yeah, I was embarrassed, but I was enjoying it. I didn't really care though. But anyways, at the end of it, man, they stiffed me with the bill. I was like, man, how messed up is that? How are you gonna take me out against my will to the strip club, get me the stripper, and then tag me with the bill at the end? It was like $100.
Welcome to the military, my friend.
So yeah, it's that naivety.
Yeah, dude, I was so angry, man. I was so pissed. Anyways,
well, I think this is the moment we've been waiting for.
Yeah,
Matt, man. You ready?
Things that were good, my friend. This weekend, me and a couple friends rented a beach house in Mission Beach. It was across the street from Belmont Park.
Oh yeah,
oh, wow.
Right there, central. Of course, I felt a little screwed because the Airbnb, they said 1 bedroom. And to me, that means that it's, 1 bedroom and other,
like
living
a
space or
room.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of other, studio apartments I've seen on Airbnb say 0 bedroom if it's a studio apartment. Kind of makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, of course, CJ gets there, calls me, and he's like, this is a studio, right? I'm like, looking at the pictures afterwards, you're like, okay, I could see how, see it as a studio.
Yeah.
But, instead of giving you the good old fisheye of, hey, this is the place, which really wasn't much, they took very interesting pictures. But one thing that's interesting is Airbnb is like one of the only sites where you kind of have to give them a hand job so they can give you a hand job back. And what I mean by that
I
is
was confused.
the biggest of hand jobs, because
Okay.
they rate you, and that's important when you're
What?
rating. Yes, because when they rate you, when you rent other spaces, some people require you have previous Airbnb
Are you serious?
rentals and certain amount of stars and whatnot.
Wow, so it
Yeah.
goes both ways then.
Yeah, so of course I gave this guy full, carte blanche, even though I wanted to say this is a studio apartment. Put that. Don't,
Maybe you can write a review, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, you almost got to do that like not on Airbnb, because that person won't review you and review them. Granted,
Wow.
it does say on there that the person doesn't see your notes until they
post
submit.
theirs.
But I just didn't want any beef. Overall, it was a good experience. It was central. It was right across the street. It was walking distance.
Well, how much
but,
are we talking a night?
like a lot, like 150. It was like $600.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, it was the main thing was all my friends, right? So we posted on the Instagram page, or we're going to, but we made these shirts that was actually worked out really well. We made these shirts, green shirts, and we got these little, iron-on sheets, so you print on them on the shirt. It was a checklist, kind of like a scavenger hunt and things you have to do.
Oh, that's cool.
And, it was a good idea, because it's like you go up to the bar, chick's behind you, she's reading the shirt, and she's like, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm so excited. And you're like, oh, number 2 says, get a number for a leprechaun friend. And oh my gosh, here's a pen. But, the girl you don't want is the one that's like, oh my God, you need a number? Oh, you can have my number. And you're like, oh my gosh, why did I waste this one on you?
Well, I mean, I guess it's better than dudes coming up to you and trying to hand you numbers.
And at least you get the signature, right?
Well, yeah, and
Check mark.
I don't know, man.
He's got standards,
Well,
bro.
what was the
No, I
occasion? What was the occasion? Was it St. Patty's celebration, or?
Dude, honestly, I may be having some changes in my life here, and I just wanted to make sure all my friends came together and let them know how much I love them. So,
all your friends, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were invited, but you didn't come down.
I never got a text message, bro.
Where were you, Jean? You're supposed to bring Mick.
Oh, you see how he played that off?
Yeah,
He
that's
said,
really
he said,
clever.
where were you, John?
Where are you? You're like, oh, I'll probably see you Friday. Where were you?
I guess we're just supposed to know where this mission
This is
beach
your
place
fault.
is at.
Anywho, moving on.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
this
He
is your
knows he's
fault.
caught. He knows he's cornered right now. He
Nah,
can't.
Who's
nah,
cornered,
this
me
is
or
your
Matt?
fault.
No, Matt's cornered, man. He didn't even shoot an address, and I didn't even get known about it.
I'm not even getting the good part here. We may have to put this over to our second segment here, but
Okay.
I met this girl last week at a friend's party in LA, okay? So we're in, we talked about this.
Oh, that
on
one
last
girl you and
episode.
Casey was fighting over.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. What do we call her? Stacy. Mm-hmm. So I text her on Wednesday or Thursday. She mentioned she wanted to come down last weekend, so I was like, are you still coming, or was that just a drunken thought? She's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to come down. So I was like, wow, okay, cool. So Saturday, she texts me for the address, and here she comes, 4:30, she rolls in, and, it's great, cool, good to see you. And I don't know, just kind of nothing crazy, just being herself. We're hanging out, drinking some beers, whatever. Go get pizza. And I don't know, she obviously in my mind, she came all this way from L.A.
That's a drive,
Yeah.
too.
Like 3 hours in traffic on Friday to be at this beach house, right? Saturday. She came to be at this beach house. But, my mind's going, who knows? Maybe she just wants to be at the beach here. Maybe she got some friends. There was no... Maybe more, but there was no, connection. I'm used to girls, touching the arm, or if I touch them, they kind of latch back to kind of know there's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we kind of just play it off as she's not putting anything towards me, and when I kind of talk to her, she's very blunt, so I'm like, hey, maybe she just wanted to hang out, get away from, I know she's got an ex-boyfriend situation and all that.
Very blunt, was in
Yeah, very blunt,
like straightforward.
no, just not good. I'll talk to her, and I don't know, dude. I feel if there's an attraction, you're flirty, right? You're like,
Yeah, you can almost feel the
you're like-
chemistry.
yeah, exactly. There was pretty much none of that.
So there was a difference between drunk and her the weekend before up until she came down. There was a big difference in the energy.
Yeah,
and-
but she still came down, right? So, I'm like, hey, you want to go swimming? No, I'm good. I got a headache.
Awkward.
Okay, so she takes, Excedrin, whatever. Then it's towards the end of the night, I got a headache again. Okay.
Damn.
And, she didn't really, ever ask questions of any of our friends. Our friends were being very nice, and she's a very genuine person.
It sounds to me like she's a little bia.
She's a good girl, dude, but like I don't know. I feel like she's just she didn't know her